I'm not trying to preach to nobody. This is what you got to do with your life. Hell no, shoot. You like burgers? Kill it. Dale gas. I'm just saying that's what I'm going through. And then people think, oh, he's trying to lose weight because he's doing movies. He wants to look better. He wants to be accepted. He wants to be accepted. No. Don't get it twisted, you guys. Don't even think that. At my highest weight of 445 pounds, the level of acceptance I had was amazing, okay? To put it to you like this, at 445 pounds, there was women throwing themselves at me. At 445 pounds, there was men. Oh, in Bay Area, let me tell you something about gay men. I know you're in here. I saw the line. I'm going to tell you something about gay men. Gay men are very creative, they're very persistent, and they're very opportunistic when they want to achieve the mission. They're just as calculated as straight men are. I'll give you an example. I'll tell you a story, right? So one night, Martin and I are at a bar, and we're having drinks. And that should come as no surprise. Oh, really? They were drinking? Yeah, we killed it. So as we're drinking, Martin is paying attention and he's listening in to a conversation that's happening about 15 feet away between these two girls. They're going back and forth, and one of them was like, I don't believe we finished the whole bottle. How the hell are we supposed to get home? Martin stands up, looks at me and says, bro, I'll be back. And then it began, the hunt. You know, freaking. Gay men are the exact same way. They listen, they focus, they pay attention. They wait for one of the cows to get away from the rest of the herd so they can corner it and strike. 4 hours later, Martin and I are at the bar, and I'm 16 shots of tequila in. Oh yeah, and I feel fantastic. And I tell Martin, bro, I don't remember the last time I had this many shots of tequila. And Martin goes, bro, you're crazy, Fluffy. You're crazy. Wait right here. I gotta pee. And so he leaves to the restroom, and I'm leaning against the bar. The bar is the only thing keeping me standing. And from across the room, this guy stands up, looks at his friends, and says, I'll be back. And then it began, the hunt. And he gets in my face and he tells me, I just have to say, I am such a huge fan of yours. Oh my God. Anytime someone says they're a huge fan of mine, it automatically makes me smile. Even more so if I've been drinking. Oh yeah, if I'm drinking, I'm like, thank you. Thank you. Bro, I was so loaded, I bowed. Thank you. The guy puts his hand on my shoulder and he says, I just have to say, you have gotten me through some difficult time. And he stops talking and he squeezes and he goes, oh my God. Do you work out? I was so drunk, I said, a little. You're the first person to notice. And he's like, oh, you can totally tell. And he squeezed again. And I said, I'm sorry, am I overstepping? No, bro, you don't understand. I'm stressed out. That felt pretty good. Want me to rub both your shoulders and your back and scratch it? Because I will. Oh, whoa. Hey, go for it. He grabs me by the shoulders, you guys. He grabs me by the shoulders and he turns me around. Now I'm facing the bartender, and the bartender is trying to warn me. The bartender's like, hello, hello, hello. Hey. I look forward to problems. I like problems because if there's problems, Frankie and I can work on it together to find a solution, right? And I see that as a great form of bonding. Now, don't get me wrong, you guys. Sometimes it's expensive. Yeah, you're laughing. Let me tell you. Like one time they took his iPhone from school and he comes home and he's all devastated, right? He's like, Dad, I gotta talk to you. I'm like, what? Tell me what? They stole my phone. I'm like, that's why you're talking. And I started laughing. He goes, it's not funny. I go, you have no idea how funny it is. I go, so what happened, Frankie? So they broke into my locker at school and they took my iPhone, they took my friend's iPhone, and if we go to the school right now, we can fill out a report. We know exactly who did it. Can we go to the school right now? I go, listen, Frankie, I'd love to, but I'm really, really tired. I just got off a flight, and I guess, I'm really, really tired. I promise you tomorrow morning I'll take you early, I'll help you fill out the report, and we'll turn it in. Can we go right now? I go, Frankie, seriously, please, tomorrow. I need my phone. I go, listen, Frankie, you can handle one day without your phone. He's not getting his way. So he turns around and he yells at the ground and he goes, they took my phone! I looked at him and said, hey, you took my freedom. You don't hear me screaming. I just accept it and process it and we move on. That's it. So then he asked, what's going to happen? I go, well, I'm going to go upstairs, take a shower and probably go to bed. No, what's going to happen if I don't get my phone back? I go, that's a good question, Frankie. I don't know. You're not going to get me a new one? No, dude, I already got you a phone. It was your responsibility to take care of that phone. It's not fair. I go, life's not fair, Frankie, okay? But things happen. You should get me a phone. Dude, seriously? And then he looks at me and he says, and this kind of messed with me, he goes, you should get me a phone. It's nothing for you to get me a new phone. It's nothing for you to get me a new phone. Bay Area, my son thinks that what I do is easy. He thinks it's easy because all he sees when he attends 1 or 2 shows per year is that I walk out on stage, you guys start chanting, and then cool magically appears in his room. He doesn't realize that this is actually a job and there's sacrifice that comes along with it. So I told him, I said, listen, Frankie, how about this? How about you explain to me why I should get you a new phone? And if it makes sense, I'll do it right now. Go. I need one. I said, no, Frankie, you're a teenager. You don't need a phone. A cell phone for a teenager isn't a necessity. It's a luxury, okay? It's not a necessity. It's a luxury. He says, what if there's an emergency? I go, like what? Someone taking your phone? What did you do today when they took your phone? I went to the cafeteria and I talked to my friend Angel and he let me use his phone and I called my mom and I go, and guess what? If that doesn't work, you can go to the office and let them know there's a family emergency. Please contact my mom or my dad. Next, what if you need to get a hold of me? I know what school you go to. What about when I'm walking home? I know the route that you take. And then he pulled this one out, one of the greatest lines ever. You know what? You talk a lot about me on TV. People know who I am now. What if someone tries to kidnap me? I said, you weigh 225. Good luck. They are not kidnapping your ass without an iPhone and a box of Oreos. That's the only way that's going to happen. I said, Frankie, do you realize how lucky you are? You had a phone. I didn't have a phone in school. Your mom didn't have a phone in school. If we needed to make a phone call, we had to carry change or we had to call collect. What's that? Oh my God. Trying to explain the concept of a collect call to my kid is like trying to explain rocket science. He'll never have to deal with it. He'll never know what it's like to be out late somewhere and have to use a phone. First of all, to find a payphone. If you see a payphone now, you look at it like, oh wow, they forgot to take it down. Get your camera, take a picture, because that's gone. Take a picture. He'll never know about staying out late at night and having to use one of those nasty phones and taking off that receiver. You know, the nasty one that has gum and gonorrhea all over it, right? And you got to keep it far away from your face so you don't get infected. And then you make that phone call. You know that freaking, when you make a collect call back in the day, it was expensive. He's not going to have to do that now. Back in the day, if you made a collect call, it was a mission. It was a mission and it was expensive. If you called my mom collect, it better have been life or death. or that's what it was gonna be. You call my mom back in the day, shoot, we were on welfare and Section 8. Every penny counted. You call her up, hello, and then she get the presentation.
AT&T. Do you accept a collect call from caller? At the tone, say only your name.
You had to get creative. Mom, it's me, pick me up at 7-Eleven, 6 I love you, bye.
Do you accept the charges?
Hell no, I'm on my way, mijo. Do you think your mom would like to meet Vicente Fernandez right now? I said, Emily, let me tell you something. If she says no, I want to meet him. I'll be right back. Ama, dime, mijo. Emily wants to know if you would like to meet Vicente Fernandez right now. Mijo, that sounds nice. All right, Emily, she's in. Emily goes, is she even a fan? I go, trust me, that's her reaction. She's good. She has the whole house covered with Vicente Fernandez records and cassettes. Okay, we're good. So Emily comes back and she puts these special VIP bracelets on us with a little click, and she walks us through a door into the backstage area. As soon as we went through the door, I knew exactly where we were. I was just there a week ago. So I got my mom arm in arm and we're walking down the hallway, okay? Come on, Ma, let's go. Let's go. We're walking down the hallway and we're getting closer and closer to Vicente Fernandez's dressing room. The door is wide open and I can hear a commotion coming out of the dressing room. And then a man and a woman exit the room, and the man is holding onto the woman's shoulders and he's like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And the woman looks destroyed. Okay. Mascara's running down her face. My mom sees that and she's like, mijo, did you see that? Did you see what the mascara? What the mascara parece puta la cabrona. Sorry, puta means friendly. So we get by the door, and the closer we get, we start to see a guy in the room. He comes to the door. In the room, there's 3 people, okay? There's Vicente Fernandez, the photographer, and a handler. The handler comes to the door, and you can tell by his voice that he works for like a Mexican radio station, because he's got that voice. You know, like, hola, hola, pásale, pásale. Pásale in Spanish means come on in. So we start to walk into the room. And let me tell you guys something. If you grew up listening to Vicente Fernandez from a young age and you get the opportunity to meet him, it is seriously a religious experience. My mom and I are entering the room. The only thing missing is the freaking Nomines Patres en el nombre de San. You don't look at him, you look at the floor. Out of respect, you just look at the floor. Come on, Ma. We get all the way up to him and I see boots. And when I see the boots, my mom and I both just... He knows what you're doing. He knows you're checking him out. So what he does is he poses, okay? Vicente stands there and he poses. He'll have the sombrero, the hat, to his side. And then he doesn't look at you. He looks away. And he sticks his chest out. And he stands there looking like a big-ass bottle of Tapatio at Costco. And then he looked at me. And he recognized me, not as a comedian, but because I was there the week before and my photo was hanging outside his door. It's whoever's there last, you know, they always rotate the photo. So he sees me and he's like,
Hijo, tú eres el muchacho que está en la foto, que está allá afuera.
I go, yeah, that's me outside, yeah. Hola. Vicente, I'm sorry. Le presento mi mamá. I'm like, oh my God, I think I just offered up my mom to Vicente Fernandez. She's like 73, better late than never, Ma, get him. My mom starts walking up to Vicente. He was so nice. He goes out to shake my mom's hand, and my mom grabs his hand. And I don't know where she got this strength and energy from, but she grabbed him and pulled him in hard, like the video game. Get over here. And then hooked him. She hooked him and she starts screaming into his chest, Mi chente, mi chente, mi chente. I'm like, oh my God, she's getting horny. And he knew too. Because he was like, quítamela, quítamela. The photographer, the handler, and me, the three of us is what it took to pull her off of Vicente. We sit her down, she's bawling. Ah! Mascara's running down her face. The photographer shaking his head. I guess Vicente had dinner earlier that night. He was eating barbecue because I had those wet naps, barbecue wet naps. And so we take the wet naps and we start cleaning the mascara off my mom's face. And we stand her up and we posed her and we took the picture. Emily comes over and she takes us and she escorts us to our seats in the front. And for 3 hours, my mom was on her feet listening to she refused to sit down. Mom, you should sit. No, como que es el chente. Holding a shot of tequila that she never drank. She was 3 hours on her feet, never once sat down. That's how powerful his music was. My mom felt no pain for that entire time. And the minute that freaking concert was over, tan, 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 tan. My feet! Oh my God, mijo, mis pies! Ay, pinche callo! Oh my God, my feet! Ay! And I'm like, oh great. So now I gotta drag this living novela to the parking lot. I helped her into the car. My feet! I told you to sit down. You don't sit for Chente. Here comes Emily. Did you guys have a good time? I go, Emily, we had the greatest time. Thank you so much. I got something for you. I go, what's up? And she hands me an envelope and I open it. And inside the envelope is the picture. She printed it out for me. And this is cool. You guys are really warming me up for the Tonight Show. I did it once before, and it was kind of funny because I took my mom with me, and we're hanging out backstage, right, and stuff. And Jay Leno walked in, and he was so nice, right? He's like, "Hey, Gabriel, how you going? Welcome to the Tonight Show. We're gonna have a great time. Everything's gonna be great." And then your mom, like, "Oh, you guys know who Jay Leno is now, huh?" So my mom was like, "No, are you the one in charge?" I'm like, "No, mom, please don't do that. Don't mess around." "No, me, I got this one. Don't worry. No, I know him. I've seen him on TV before. Hey, you big chin. I'm talking to you." No! He was so cool. Mr. Iglesias, very nice for you to come out to the show. Support your son. This is great, fabulous. He gets my mom loaded with margaritas. So as soon as I come out, you hear Jay Leno go, "Ladies and gentlemen, Gabriel Iglesias." And I come out, right? I'm like, "What's up?" And you hear my mom, "Go, mijo!" My mom, the big supporter. She's happy. She is, man, because at first she wasn't too hot on the whole idea of me doing comedy. Some of the biggest dreams I had, one of them was to do the Apollo in Harlem, New York. I told my mom I was going to do it. She goes, "Mijo, te van a hacer boo. They're going to think it's Halloween because you hear the boos." And I go and I did the Apollo. And I did good. I haven't done that material yet because you guys are still... No, now I'm kind of tooting my own horn, in which case I shouldn't be doing that. It kind of, I don't know, as a comedian, we rely on the chuckle, the ha-ha, the hee-hee, even the... Some of you guys, sir, you've been giving me this one the whole night. You guys don't realize I can see everybody here, man. I can see you fondling her leg, dude. I've been watching that. I can see everything in here, man. I'm not one of those comics who has to stick to his show. I will let you guys know, you guys are not having the best of times with me. I can pull some CDs out too, and they still got the price tag on them, but magic, comedy. I used to have a guitar, but I broke it. It was one of those little ones that ding, ding. I can't sing, man. Even though I have the last name Iglesias, you'd figure I'd be able to hold a note, but no. I can't, and I always get that. Are you related? He's at the point now of spoiled where he walks up to me and he goes, Dad, I'm really bored with my Nintendo Wii. Can I give it to my friend Angel? I go, what did you just say? I'm bored with my Nintendo Wii. Can I give it away? I go, is it broken? No. How long have you had it? Woo, for like 4 years. I go, how many games do you have for the Nintendo Wii? Like 300? I could feel you judging me over there. I felt that. Oh, you're judging me right now. I could feel it. She's over there. She's like, this is some Dr. Phil right here. He really messed him up. I heard you. Let me just, for the record, let me set this straight, okay? I did not buy my son 300 games. Here's what happened. I have a friend who's a computer hacker, and for $75, he put 300 games on my son's hard drive. Yes, I have money, but I'm still ghetto. Oh, yeah. So I tell Frankie, do you realize how lucky you are? And then he rolls his eyes. Oh, lucky. I go, yeah, dude, you are. I says, you got a Nintendo Wii that works. You've had it for 4 years and it still works. If something happens to it, I can take it back to the store, get you a new one because I got a warranty that'll last you another 4 years. Why is that a big deal? Because when I was your age, I had a Nintendo. Wii? No. Frankie, in 1987, I had a thing called a Nintendo Entertainment System, okay? Nintendo Entertainment System. It didn't last 4 years. It lasts 90 days. 90 days is what it took for you to hit power and start seeing a flashing red screen. You know the flashing red screen where you have to look at the ground or look away or you have a seizure right then and there? Oh, yeah. And then what you had to do is you had to flip the Nintendo over and there was a silver sticker with an 800 number on it. And you call the 800 number and they put you in contact with someone in Japan who made you feel like a pendejo. Oh yeah, he made you feel stupid. You call him up and he's like, it costs $250 to repair Nintendo. $250 to fix it, but it's $150 for a brand new one. And if you couldn't afford $150 for a brand new one, like we couldn't afford $150 for a brand new one, you had to become a technician at the age of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You had to go in the kitchen and find the most messed up butter knife you could, right? The one that had bent marks and rust stains, and take that sucker back in the living room because you were going to perform an operation. You were going to perform an operation and bring that Nintendo back to life. Yeah. And it's funny because, you know, for me to relate to my son, it's a little challenging, you guys. And it's not that I can't relate to a teenager, because I can. I can relate to almost any age. You know, I got people that brought kids here tonight. The problem is that my son doesn't see me as an entertainer. He sees me as the guy that tells him to take a shower, put on deodorant, you know, stop picking your nose. That's me. His friends, on the other hand, I'm like a god to his friends. Every time I drop off Frankie at school now, I pull up, you know, the kids see my car, they freak out and they run over to it and they put their hands on it like it's a shrine. They touch the car like freaking, Selena está aquí, you know? Some of you got that, gracias. Anyway, then the kids start shaking my car side to side, chanting, Fluffy, Fluffy, Fluffy. And Frankie's in the front seat, pissed. He's pissed. He's like, this is I'm like, hey, dude, don't get mad at me because I'm more popular than you at your school. Little hater. He gets out of the car all mad. They're still chanting, Fluffy, Fluffy. The thing is that our worlds are very different. His world revolves around Grand Theft Auto, the video game, YouTube, and girls. He's really good at 2 of those. The other one, not so much. And it's not that I'm trying to be a hater about it. It's just that I tell Frankie, listen, you need to start having more conversations. You need to become more talkative and interact like this. See, he'd rather text than talk. That's his whole thing. I'm like, dude, you gotta learn, start to talk to me. I wish you would talk to me more. You could learn a lot about talking by talking to me. I'm just saying, I only do it professionally. But no, he'd rather text. It's at the point now where if I'm in the house and I yell, Frankie, did you take out the trash? Nothing. All of a sudden, cling. I take out my phone, no. But if I say, I got money for you, freaking Houdini, right? Oh, hello. Because you can't text cash. That's my big thing right now. I just want him to take out the trash. He's 16 years old now. He should have been doing this since he was 10, but better late than never. And what he does is he'll sit in the living room and he tunes out the rest of the house. He sits there and he'll put on these headphones that I got him for Christmas a couple of years ago. These Beats with the freaking studio button, and it cuts out all of the sound. They are so strong that when he starts watching his YouTube videos, he can't hear himself laugh. And for me, that is the funniest thing in the world. I'm in the other room and I can hear him. This is what I hear. I'm in the other room like, who brought the Germans? And so I walk out into the living room and I see Frankie and he's laughing at his phone and I gotta flag him down. I go, hey. And he'll take him off. What's up, Dad? I go, Frankie, can you do me a favor? Can you please take out the trash? Okay. And then he puts them back on. What? Now? I go, yes. Now? When you ask me for a ride, it's because you need a ride when you ask for it, right? Not later. Then he says, where are we going? Just take out the trash. And then he does it. He takes out the trash, but he acts like he's doing me the biggest favor in the world. And he stares me down and he doesn't break eye contact. He's like, and then I'll hold the bag over the can and he makes a sound. I'm like, dude, so much drama. It's crazy. A lot of people are wondering, are those stories true? Yeah, they're real. First of all, that's why I have them on the show, so people can say, oh, there is an actual Martin. Hell yeah, he's very real. Look at him. You can't fake that. Hell no, man. But just so you guys know, all the stories that you guys have heard in the past from my specials are all very true, from Martin to my buddies going down the Disneyland ride to my son, Frankie. Some of you actually question that when I'm at the malls or at airport. Do you really have a son named Frankie? I really do. He's 13 years old. He looks exactly like me. And why is that strange? Because I've only had him for 4 years. He's technically my stepson, but I don't like to call him that because then automatically it feels like I'm trying to be detached, He's mine. Plus, he looks, like I said, exactly like me. And I figured with time, he'd grow and stretch and start to look different, but he's just taller. I have friends who I haven't seen in years come over the house and they see him and they freak out. They're like, dude, when did you find time to have a kid? And I'm like, I just got him. Like, he looks just like you. I go, not bad for aftermarket, huh? I go, he's a certified pre-owned. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Look at the stomach. Look at the stomach. Look at the stomach. Look at the stomach. Hercules, 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 Hercules. Good kid. And I tried to adopt him. Tried. But then I come to find out my girl didn't have sole custody, so I had to get a lawyer. And then the lawyer says, are you this serious about Frankie? And I said, yes, I am. He says, well, Gabriel, the easiest thing for you to do is get married. I'm like, are you serious? We're gonna get married? And my lawyer, who I'm paying, got mad at me. You mean to tell me you are willing to adopt her son, but you're not willing to get married? I'm like, dude, I'm always gonna like him. I think that's funny because there's a lot of you clapping, but there's some of you that are nervous. Like, I want to clap, but she's right there. It's too real. And then, of course, I get people asking me, well, okay, all right, you have a son. Do you ever think about expanding your family, All the time. It's just that right now, you guys, I'm working a lot. And it's not to say that, there hasn't been possibilities, because I've had a couple scares, And ladies, I'll let you know right now, if you ever think that you might be pregnant, don't do what my girl did to me. You know, it's 2 a.m. I'm already asleep, and she's complaining, I'm so nauseous. I don't feel good. And I wake up, you okay? I think I'm pregnant. Good night. And she rolls over. Hey! What? I go, we gotta find out. Well, what are you gonna do? 24-hour Walgreens, that's what we're gonna do. I get inside of Walgreens, I don't even have a clue as to where to find a pregnancy test. I'm looking at all the aisles, they don't have one that says oops. You know, so I start going up and down, trying to find a pregnancy test, and then I find one, right? And I'm reading it, and as I'm reading it, I started noticing all the other products that were next to it, and I come to find something out, and that is that Walgreens, Rite Aid, CVS, and Walmart have all figured out the evolution of life. And they grabbed all the products that are necessary for a... But every now and then I go out and I wanna meet people. I wanna see cool things. And for example, comedy. I'm a huge fan of comedy, not just performing it, but I love going to shows. I go to a comedy show every now and then alone. Now, I don't know if that sounds weird to you guys, but for me to do anything nowadays by myself, it's my crew, all the people that work for me, they freak out when I go places because they're always concerned for my safety. You know, what if someone tries to kidnap you? Well, they're gonna earn it. I got into a fight with some of my team members and I said, you know what, I'm going out. I bought myself a ticket and I went to go watch Chris Rock one night in concert. Now, I says, you know what? Maybe I can make my way backstage and, I don't know, if I get lucky, maybe I'll say hi to him. I've always wanted to meet him. So I go to the side of the stage and I run into security. And I said, hey. He looked at me and said, Fluffy! And when he did that, I said, hey, listen, I forgot my keys. I'll be right back. And the guy's like, yeah, keep going. Get your keys, get your keys, get your keys. I'm like, oh my God, that worked. Just like that, I snuck backstage at a Chris Rock concert. Once I was behind the curtain, I was in my element. I knew where everything was. I knew where the food was. I knew where the dressing rooms were, where the bathrooms were. I'm walking around with a soda. People are coming up to me. You know, we didn't know you were gonna be here. I got a call last minute. Looking for my keys. I says, you know what? I got this far. I'm gonna push it. I wanna meet him. I've always wanted to meet Chris Rock. It was not hard. Once I was back there, I just had to go to the dressing rooms. All I had to do was read the name on the door. I'm standing there in front of the door and I'm hyperventilating. Just the door opens up and there's this man in there, this bodyguard who's just massive. I'm a big guy, but damn, dude was huge. As soon as he opened the door, just... Welcome to Jurassic... Big! Grandote! And I'm standing there and I'm like, hi. And he's like, can I help you? Yes, my name is Gabriel. I'm a comedian. And I wanted to see if I could say hi to Chris Rock, if that's possible. You say you're a comedian? Yes. Well, then you understand Chris is going over his material right now. He really ain't trying to talk to nobody. So I'll tell you what, player, if you want to come by after the show, you're more than welcome to. But right now, it's not a good time. Chris Rock is a busy man. Can I wave? Excuse me? Can I wave? What you mean? Can I wave at Chris? I don't have to come in. Can I wave? Chris Rock is in the room. He can hear the stupid conversation that's taking place. I know this because I can hear Chris Rock in the background. What's going on? Who's at the door? Move out the way. Yo, Chris, I got this, man. I got this. Move! All right. And the guy stands to the side, and now I'm looking at Chris Rock. And he recognized me. And it freaked me out. Oh yeah, it freaked me out. He's like, ah! So during 2020, my dogs and I, the most normal thing we could do was just take a drive. Okay, drives, you could just get in the car. Nothing was open, but you could take a drive. And so we get in the car, and I put on this playlist and just drive. Eventually, we went out looking for food. And I know that sounds crazy to say it that way, but remember, 85% of the underlying conditions. I never once set foot in a market because I was afraid. All of my food came from friends and street vendors. Yeah. Yes, I support street vendors in case anyone's wondering. Because no matter what, they're working their asses off, again, trying to make a better life for themselves and for their families. After leaving a taco stand one night, I realized that a lot of people needed to step out of their comfort zones in order to find alternative ways of making ends meet. I made the mistake one night of assuming the guy working the stand was Mexican. He wasn't. I even spoke Spanish to him, which is a no-no. The rule is, when engaging a brown person, you must speak English to them first, and then if there's a language barrier, then you go to Plan B high school Spanish. You start off in English. Hello, sir, may I? ¿Qué? No entiendo. ¿Qué pasó? Oh, hold on, I got this. Hola. Yummy. So I walked up to this guy at the stand and I was like, he reminded me of a tío, so I was like, hey, ¿qué onda, compa? ¿Cómo estás? And which is like, hello, friend, how are you? And he responded, what are you saying to me? I'm sorry, sir, I thought you were Mexican. No, I am not a Mexican. I am not a Mexican. I am Greek. Greek? Shit, I was way off. I'm sorry, bro. It's late. I'm tired. Can I have 2 tacos? What do you mean, can I have 2 tacos? I just finished tell you I am not a Mexican. I am Greek. I do not sell taco. I sell gyro. Gyro? And then I remember seeing writing on the front of the cart, and I just thought it was like the guy's name or something, right? I was like, it spells it out. G-Y-R-O. Gyro. He got all pissy. But every now and then I go out and I wanna meet people. I wanna see cool things. And for example, comedy. I'm a huge fan of comedy, not just performing it, but I love going to shows. I go to a comedy show every now and then alone. Now, I don't know if that sounds weird to you guys, but for me to do anything nowadays by myself, it's my crew, all the people that work for me, they freak out when I go places because they're always concerned for my safety. What if someone tries to kidnap you? Well, they're gonna earn it. I got into a fight with some of my team members and I said, you know what, I'm going out. I bought myself a ticket and I went to go watch Chris Rock one night in concert. Now, I says, you know what? Maybe I can make my way backstage and I don't know, if I get lucky, maybe I'll say hi to him. I've always wanted to meet him. So I go to the side of the stage and I run into security and I said, hey. He looked at me and said, Fluffy! And when he did that, I said, hey, listen, I forgot my keys. I'll be right back. And the guy's like, yeah, keep going. Get your keys. I'm like, oh my God, that shit worked. Just like that, I snuck backstage at a Chris Rock concert. Once I was behind the curtain, I was in my element. I knew where everything was. I knew where the food was. I knew where the dressing rooms were, where the bathrooms were. I'm walking around with a soda. People are coming up to me. We didn't know you were gonna be here. I got a call last minute. Looking for my keys. I says, you know what? I got this far. I'm gonna push it. I wanna meet him. I've always wanted to meet Chris Rock. It was not hard. Once I was back there, I just had to go to the dressing rooms. All I had to do was read the name on the door. I'm standing there in front of the door and I'm hyperventilating. Just the door opens up and there's this man in there, this bodyguard who's just massive. I'm a big guy, but damn, he was huge. As soon as he opened the door, just Welcome to Jurassic. Big! Grandote! And I'm standing there and I'm like, hi. And he's like, can I help you? Yes, my name is Gabriel. I'm a comedian. And I wanted to see if I could say hi to Chris Rock, if that's possible. You say you're a comedian? Yes. Well, then you understand Chris is going over his material right now. He really ain't trying to talk to nobody. So I'll tell you what, player, if you want to come by after the show, you're more than welcome to. But right now, it's not a good time. Chris Rock is a busy man. Can I wave? Excuse me? Can I wave? What you mean? Can I wave at Chris? I don't have to come in. Can I wave? Chris Rock is in the room. He can hear the stupid conversation that's taking place. I know this because I can hear Chris Rock in the background. What's going on? Who's at the door? Move out the way. Yo, Chris, I got this, man. I got this. Move! All right. And the guy stands to the side, and now I'm looking at Chris Rock. And he recognized me. And it freaked me out. Oh yeah, it freaked me out. He's like, ah, shit. Look who it is. Look who it is. It's the king of the Mexicans. Chris Rock called me the king of the Mexicans. For the rest of the show, everyone referred to me as El Chapo. I'm in the middle of trying to deal with this whole situation with my son watching these videos and not going to work. And while I'm doing this, I get the most random phone call I've ever gotten. My publicist calls me up and she's like, Gabe, Snoop Dogg is looking for you. Excuse me? Snoop Dogg, I know who Snoop Dogg is, but what do you mean he's looking for me? Well, he's looking for, is he looking for me or is he looking for me? He's a fan and he wants to interview you. Oh, cool. Sounds good. What is it? I think it's some type of podcast. I'm in. Can I bring Frankie? Absolutely. Cool. So I hang up the phone. I'm excited. I want to tell my son. I'm like, Frankie, I'm walking towards your room. I'll be at your door in 3, 2, 1. Hey, all right, you're dressed. Good, come on, let's go. Where are we going? Watch. We get in the car. And now we're off on this adventure to go do an interview with Snoop Dogg. You guys, let me tell you something. We get to the neighborhood and we're lost. The GPS says we're there, but we're lost. We're looking for a house and there's no house, just a big building. And so I'm like, this doesn't look like a podcast, really? So I pull up to the security gate. Tap the button on the wall. Security desk, can I help you? Hey, security desk, my name is Gabriel Iglesias, and I think I'm here to do an interview with Snoop Dogg. Okay, one moment. Oh, okay, this is it. Good, good. I'm so excited. Snoop Dogg? This is gonna be cool, right? Sir? Yes. Yes, hi. There is no Gilbert Ignatius on file. What? Could there be another name? Another name? I don't know. Fluffy, maybe? And the gate starts to open. I'm like, oh my God, I'm officially in the rapper's world because my real name doesn't mean shit. So we drive in. And we're passing all of these reserved parking spaces. Reserve. And we get to my space, which is basically an orange cone that has Fluffy handwritten on it. And a bunch of other names crossed off. So Frankie moves the cone, I park the car. We walk into the building. My publicist is waiting for me, right? And she's like, Gabe, you made it. Frankie, how are you? Listen, I just finished talking to Snoop. Wow. He is everything you think he is and just a little bit more. He is so sweet. I cannot believe he was charged with double murder. He told me to just walk you guys into the studio and he'll be right back. He said he had to go outside and get in the right headspace or something. Okay, cool. So she walks us into Snoop's studio. I'm thinking I'm there for a podcast. Come to find out, it's for a TV show. Snoop has a TV show where he interviews celebrities. Everyone in the room is waiting for Snoop to return. You can hear the small talk, you know. All of a sudden, everyone stands up. And I'm looking around like, what's going on? And I look at the door to see if Snoop's walking in, and I don't see him. And I could see my son. I don't realize it, but Snoop is entering the room through a different door. I don't realize it till like the last second. I'm like, what are you? So I jump up, I push in my chair. I'm so nervous, I don't know how to address him. So I'm like, I felt stupid. Snoop walks over to me, and he's so cool, you guys. He's so cool. He walks over to me and he grabs my hand. He's really strong. He pulls me in and he says, yo, what it do, baby boo? How you feel? Thank you for having me. Yeah. Can I sit down?
For sure.
I sit down, I look over, I see my son. My son's like... The difference between Snoop's show versus any other talk show I've ever done is that usually there's a person, like a producer or a director, who comes to you and gives you information, like how the show begins, topics you're gonna cover, how you go to commercial, how you come back from commercial. I've spoken to no one. Snoop just starts talking, and at some point they hit record. I'm waiting for action or a buzzer and something. Snoop just starts talking to me. Yo, what up, Big Fluff? Big Fluff? Oh, that's hey. Yo, you like music? Snoop, I love music. I love your music. Yeah, that's what's up. He opens up a laptop computer and then he hits play. And the next thing I know, we are listening to hardcore Mexican banda music. I mean hardcore. And you can hear gunshots in the song. And then a cow. And the whole time Snoop is like, I love it when he go moo. What? I feel like he's messing with me because I'm Mexican, right? So I called him out. I said, Snoop, do you understand what you're listening to? And he said this, and it scared me. He said, gangster recognize gangster. The reason why it scared me was because he was telling the truth. We were listening to actual Mexican cartel songs that don't play on the radio. And the fact that he knew that, the fact that his level of street knowledge in another language was that on point, I said, I gotta shut the hell up. Don't speak unless spoken to. That's the code. Next thing I know, Snoop reaches under the desk and he pulls out the biggest blunt I have ever seen. Oh, this sucker was huge. As soon as he pulled out that freaking blunt, I got excited because I wanted to grab my cell phone. Okay? I wanted to grab my cell phone so that I could take a selfie of Snoop in the background being Snoop. So while I'm fumbling, trying to get my phone, Snoop starts talking to me again. Yo, Big Fluff. Yeah, what? Hit that while I hit this. The second I went like that, all of the cameras in the room, red light, red light, red light, red light, red light. My publicist is like, no! My son is like, yeah! After I performed in the Middle East,
I had one of the longest flights of my life coming home. It's probably about 26-hour trip, okay? We left out of Kuwait, and we had about 4 stops. It was long. When I got home, I was so tired. I turned on my phone to check my messages, and I had a voicemail message from a guy by the name of Channing Tatum, okay? Now, for those of you not wooing, let me explain who that is. Channing Tatum is the new Hollywood hot guy. He's the guy that comes out on all these movies, really good looking, ripped. You know, he's making a lot of films. And there's a voicemail on there from him. Gabriel Iglesias, this is Channing Tatum. Please call me at your earliest convenience, blah, 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 you know. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I called him up. You know, hello. I go, hi, this is Gabriel Iglesias. I'm calling from Mr. Channing Tatum. He yells, Fluffy! Hello? Oh, dude, man, I'm a huge fan. Hey, listen, bro, really quick. I only have like a minute. Look, bro, I'm doing a new movie, and I want to see if you're interested in reading and auditioning for one of the parts. I go, sure, bro. I'd be happy to audition for your movie. What's it called? He goes, the movie's called Magic Mike. I was like, okay, Magic Mike. So you need a magician, you need an assistant, you want to saw me in half. What's gonna happen? Actually, bro, the movie has nothing to do with magic. It's actually a movie about male strippers. I said, male strippers? He goes, yeah, male strippers. I said, you do know that this is Gabriel Iglesias, right? He goes, you're funny, bro. Listen, we've already got the dancers, but we need somebody to play the DJ at the club. Will you audition for the part? I said, you know what, bro? I'll be there, okay? And just to let you guys know, because some people have asked me in the past, how come you're not in more movies? Because you have to audition. And I don't like auditions because they treat you like crap. Auditions are very cold and they make you feel like shit. They seriously do. You work really hard to memorize all your lines, and you show up and you try to do your thing, and they cut you off really quick. You're in there and you're like, okay, so who am I Hold on. Oh, okay, I'll hold on. Hey, how's it going? Don't talk to him. All right, no problem. Okay. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Quick question. How much energy do you want? You don't know? That's why I'm asking. And when you're done, you try to ask him more questions. Like, is this okay? Would you like me to go again? Thank you. I've had the fingers this so many times, and it hurts. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And you're sitting in your car and you're crying. They don't like me. It's a terrible feeling, so I don't like putting myself through that. But since I got a phone call from the guy, I'm like, all right, I hope it's a little bit different. So I show up to the audition. I'm sitting in the lobby, and it's funny because anytime there's an audition, everybody at the audition, usually they're looking for a specific type. And so everybody that's sitting there with me looks just like me. Everybody in there's big, everybody's sitting there, everybody's all happy and jolly and stuff, and we're all looking at each other trying to outdo each other. Like, no, I look more like me than you do. You don't look like me. No, this is what they want. No, this is what they want, you know. So the receptionist looks at me, she goes, Mr. Iglesias, they'll see you now. And I'm like, okay, cool, here we go. Let's see how this goes. So I start mentally preparing myself for the problems that happen in there. I walk in, I don't say anything to anyone. I walk in, there's 3 people in the room. I close the door. And I just look over at the casting person who's sitting on her desk, and hello. And the camera person, and the person I'm reading with all jumped up and yelled, Fluffy! And they ran over to me and they started hugging me and pulling out camera phones. Now I'm taking pictures with them. Next thing you know, they call a receptionist, Judy, get in here. And girl comes in. Now I'm taking pictures with 4 women. We're going back and forth. I'm like, this is different. And I go, wow, this is very refreshing. Thank you. I says, who am I reading my part with? And the casting person says, this is a formality. They've always wanted you for the part. And they said, if you showed up, it's yours. So basically, we've already called your agent since you showed up. Really? Yeah, this is great. So I get to my car. My agent is blowing up my phone, right? And I answer the phone. I go, hello. He's like, dude, you nailed that audition. What did you do? I was like, dude, I took pictures. Way to take those pictures, bro. Next thing I know, I'm on the set of the movie Magic Mike. The movie is directed by a director named Steven Soderbergh, who's an amazing, amazing director. He's done a lot of great films. And of course, Channing Tatum's in the movie. In addition to him, there's an actor by the name of Matthew McConaughey who's attached to the movie. I'm a huge fan of Matthew McConaughey, okay? When I found out I was gonna work with him, I was so excited. You know, and people say, really, you get excited? You get starstruck? Hell yeah, I'm a comedian, not an actor. So I show up, and immediately they send me to the makeup trailer that's parked outside. So I go inside the makeup trailer, I sit down, they start working on my hair, they start putting makeup on me, and in comes Matthew McConaughey. And he sits down in the chair next to me, and I start freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, that's Matthew McConaughey. Oh my God. And now I decide to introduce myself before I did or said something stupid, right? So I look over at him and I say, excuse me, Mr. McConaughey, how you doing? My name is Gabriel Iglesias. I'm gonna be playing the part of Tobias, the club DJ, and I just wanted to say hello, and it's an honor to work with you. And in my head, I'm like, I hope he's the same guy. I hope he's the same person from the movies. I hope his voice is the same. I hope his accent's the same. And he looks at me and he says, all right. How you doing there, big man? You doing good? I'm doing good. All right. And I'm spazzing out. And they pull my ass out of the trailer and they take me onto the set. And the majority of the shots in the movie Magic Mike are shot inside of a strip club, okay? It's on a stage, and I'm very comfortable up here. But the cool part for me is I'm on the side of the stage inside of a DJ booth, so I don't have any worries. The director comes up to me and he says, listen, Gabe, you got all your speaking roles in the film, but in addition to that, you are the key background in every shot when it comes to the dancers. He goes, the guy on stage is the eye candy, but you're the guy that provides the ear candy, and you need to express yourself and give me energy. Can you do that? Yes, sir. Let's do this. Next thing I know, all right, everybody, here we go. And quiet on the set. And action. All of a sudden, the dancing. Dancer comes out, camera starts panning just like that one, right? And all of a sudden, I'm in my DJ booth and I start DJing it up. The director comes out from behind the camera, crosses the stage, and gets in my face. That's what I'm talking about. Give me more. I'm like, okay. All right, here we go. Quiet on the set and action. And I take off. The movie comes out. I attend the screening of the film with my girlfriend at Warner Brothers Studios. We're sitting there and we're waiting for that part to come up. And I tell her, baby, it's coming, watch. Sure enough, the camera starts panning. And you see the dancer, you can't even see his head. All you see is his body all freaking ripped and moving. And in the background, in the DJ booth, you cannot see any of the DJ equipment because it's all below the line of the camera. All you see in the background is some chubby pervert in a box having the time of his life. And my girlfriend's like, oh, you're gay. I guess so. And that was my Hollywood debut right there. And in addition to that, there was a couple of other things that happened in this movie that I gotta share because you're never gonna hear about them in a DVD bonus feature. One of the characters in the movie, his name in the movie is Big Dick Richie. I'll leave it at that. He's played by an actor named Joe. Joe's a cool guy. I met him out, we became buddies after the movie, and nice guy. He's big, he's ripped, okay? And his whole thing is he comes out on stage and he's dancing behind a silhouette. So all you see is the shadow of him dancing for 3 minutes. And after the third minute, he grabs his G-string, and this is how he finishes his performance. He tears it off, exposing a shadow of, Now, in real life, Joe does not possess. It's more like, row. Don't laugh too hard. That's most of us, okay? Now, because they needed to make this scene happen and we're shooting it in Hollywood, they made a phone call to an adult film company that was up the street. And they got a hold of their props department. And they said, basically, you know, what we need is about 45 impressive male rubber parts to be brought down to the set of the movie Magic Mike so we can attach one of them to an actor for a scene. It took maybe 30 minutes for some guy to show up with a big trunk on the set. And you could just tell he did not belong. You know what I mean? And Channing Tatum saw him and he goes, "Are you the guy?" "I'm the guy." And he brought him inside the house and he got all the actors around the kitchen table and he told the guy, he says, "Listen, bro, dump it out right here, all of it." And the guy opens up the trunk and he dumps out all of these big freaking, you know, it made a mountain. And all the actors were just standing there just staring like, "Oh my God." All of a sudden, the 12-year-old came out of all of us because we all grabbed one and started playing Star Wars. Just... Bend over, you will. And that's something you're not going to hear about in the True Hollywood Story or something like that. And another thing I got to share about this experience doing the movie Magic Mike is that we shot it in 2 locations. We shot it in Hollywood and we shot it in Tampa, Florida. And one of the scenes was shot on a sandbar, which most of you know already is a little tiny island with nothing on it. It's real small, and people go there and they party. And so we get to this little island, and this guy with the headphones, his title is PA, personal assistant to the director, and he comes over and he tells us, "Listen, guys, we're going to be here for a couple of hours. If you need to use the facilities, these are your options. There's no plumbing here. You can either go in the water, or you can go to those bushes over there. It's up to you." And I'm like, "I'm fine. I already went. 2 hours, no problem." 4 hours later. "What do you need?" "Listen, bro, you guys said we were only going to be here for like 2 hours. It's going on 5. My stomach is killing me. What's the story?" "We're going to be here for like another 3. The director has some more shots." "Oh, you have your options. Thanks." So the first thing I look at is the water, okay? And to put it into perspective for you guys, the water's like right there, okay? And all the actors are like right there, okay? So it's like, are you kidding me? I'm not gonna go pop a squat in the water in front of all those actors just so somebody can walk by and go, "Fluffy's killing fishes." No. So I take a stroll out to the bushes, right? So I start walking out to the bushes. My stomach is killing me. And fortunately, by the time I got there, my stomach had settled. So I no longer had to go number 2. But since I was there, you know, go make it rain, you know what I'm saying? So I'm in the bushes and I'm doing my thing, and all of a sudden I start hearing noises. Just and you know how you could just feel when somebody's standing like